How do you get your life on target? And the answer is, you think of getting your life on target by first and foremost defining what the target is. First and foremost is to be able to create a vision for what your life is going to be like. Write out a script of what your life on target actually looks like. What do you see yourself doing, being, having, enjoying, contributing, and you write it out as if it was a Hollywood movie.
But it's always having the end of the movie in my head and then filling in the script. So I knew I was going to leave there with a sale. I just had to write the script, and the script might change. There might be, call an audible and you have to rewrite the script, but the end of the script was always the same.
When you set goals, when you have an intention on something that you want to change about your life, your brain helps you. What it does is it opens up a checklist, and then your brain goes to work trying to remind you of that intention that you set. And it's really important to develop the skill, and I say that word purposefully, the skill of knowing how to hear that inner wisdom and that intention kicking in and leaning into it quickly. So for me, my brain saying, that's it, right there. Move as fast as a rocket, Mel.
All great goal achievers, not goal setters, goal achievers start from the end, the vision, the outcome, and then they work backwards to present day. On your path to achieving your vision, there will be stumbling blocks. There will be days you don't feel like getting up. There will be days that you get hit and bloodied and you don't like that feeling of failing because things didn't work out. There will be days you feel fearful. Fearful of failure, fearful of success, fearful of being embarrassed, ashamed, or ridiculed, fearful of not knowing what to do, not having the knowledge, the skills, the support, the people to help you. And so what you have to do is you have to develop, in addition to the vision that you want, the target that you want to hit, a why. Why must you achieve that vision?
I've always been like, let me get my foot in the door and I will figure it out. I will hire people that can help me figure it out. I can go to experts to help me, but they usually won't help me get in the door. So let me take the first step, and then once you have momentum, you can ride the momentum. So that's always been my MO, it's always been in everything.
In the absence of a reason why you must do it, you will succumb to all the reasons why not do it. And so, which one will activate your passion and your drive? Your reason why is going to activate the left prefrontal cortex. Your reason why not is going to activate the right prefrontal cortex. Your brain will only run one of the two activation parts of the brain. Or your Y2 will activate the left prefrontal cortex, your Y not will activate the right prefrontal cortex. Or they both work independently of each other. So you have to create your why you're going to achieve it. And when you combine your why with what are you here to do? What is your purpose with the knowledge, the skills, the dreams, the passion that is in your heart? Like, what are you here to do? Are you here to be an amazing support in somebody else's movie? Are you here to be the leading actor or actress in your movie? Are you here to be the leader? What is your role? What's your purpose here?
In the monastery that I went to, which was not Buddhist, it was Russian Orthodox. They were the largest breeders of German Shepherds in this country. And I remember the first day my job the first day was to be a distractor. So they were training one of the dogs and I had to run in front of the dog and try to get him off of his game to simulate traffic in the city or distractions. And the goal is to have the dog be able to walk unblemished, no matter what you throw at him. And I was going crazy. I was running at him. I was like, doing the fart trick, all that stuff. And the dog didn't waver. It just walked from point A to point B. And one of the monks that was training the dog said to me, it's no different than life. It was like giving me all this wax on, wax off shit. But he was saying, you're gonna get distracted from your goals. And all these things, arrows are gonna come at you all the time. But the same way this dog goes from point A to point B, even if there's a pork chop there, whatever your goal is, you have to get there. Even though people are gonna say you can't do it, even though people are gonna throw different opportunities, I'm sure your friends went out 1,000,000 times to happy hour when you had to stay late when you were starting your business. I was in the same situation. Those are the distractions that come at you. But to get to your goal, you can't go to happy hour every night. You have to return emails, and you have to check the manufacturer, and you have to check the inventory, and you have to make sales calls.
Every human being has a 5-second window, might even be shorter for you. You have about a 5-second window in which you can move from idea to action before your brain kicks into full gear and sabotages any change in behavior. Because remember, your brain is wired to stop you from doing things that are uncomfortable or uncertain or scary. It's your job to learn how to move from those ideas that could change everything into acting on them.
Your purpose and your why is the motive for action. The motivators, the motive for action has to be greater than your stories, your excuses, your lack of confidence, your lack of skill, your lack of certainty. Am I trading my life for what I love, for the vision I have for my life, for the feelings I have in my life, for the purpose that I am here for my life?
We invest so much time in our work resume, which is important, but I think it's equally, if not more important, to build your life resume, because that's really an indication of who you are and what you're becoming. And that's really a true look into your true body of work. I think the first thing is, like any goal, is attaching yourself to something that you love to do. We've heard that many times, but we often neglect it because there's an opportunity, maybe there's more money. But it takes a long time to build a brand or accumulate wealth, or we hear of these get-rich-quick things and they happen, but they're not the norm. It takes time. So if you're not doing something over that time, and all of a sudden you lost your 20s and your 30s, you never get them back. So I think the first step is to attach yourself. The passion has to be to something, that you like. I think if you're an entrepreneur, you have to understand the passion is around the process as well as the product and what you're doing. People often neglect the process, but you can't shortcut it. And if that's what you're signed up for, you have to respect it.
You've got to manage your self-talk. When you are uncertain in achieving your goals, guess what it does to most people? It actually will activate the amygdala, which is two pieces of nuclei just above the ear in the brain that activates the fear response center in the brain. When your fear response or your uncertainty response in the brain kicks in, it kicks in something called the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is connected to the vagus nerve, which is basically your fight and flight response mechanism in the brain. So if you are lacking strategies, tactics, timelines, knowledge, skills, poor self-talk, that internal environment, you are going to activate your fear response or stress response system in your brain. And when that happens, you know what happens in your brain? The motivational circuit shuts down. If you want to grow, get in an environment of people who are thriving and growing.
I've had some success and failure, but I still have a lot of arrows that come at me all the time. Requests for my time, challenges at work, challenges raising kids. Being in a marriage, is not easy. I mean, we have a great marriage, but it's not easy work, and it's overwhelming. So for me, I think part of it is always having something big on my calendar that I can look forward to. Every other month, I try to put something on my calendar for a weekend that I can really look forward to, so it helps me get through the tough times. And I like to have at least one really big challenge a year that kind of centers me and keeps me honest. The other thing that I do that really helps is I have a journal, and I just take everything that's on my head and I keep it in a master journal. Doesn't mean I'm going to get to it, doesn't mean it goes away, but it gets out of my head and it goes somewhere else to free up space in my head. And then I'll just work it off, or I'll prioritize it from the master list. But just the act of taking all the stuff that's in your head, putting it on paper in one place where it lives, is like really freeing and energizing.